Hey, it's Boston Drives for the RideShare Guy. My name is Matt. I want to shout out my friend Trent, who drives in the Florida area. And, I always talk about being selective. The rides you don't take are where you make your money. And a lot of times that's confusing to people. It's hard to turn down a high-value trip like this. You look at the miles and you can see it's an upside-down trip. You want to be making at least $1 a mile on this, right? Now, the math works out to $40 an hour active on this trip. But he decided to decline after doing the math in his head and realizing he was going to be upside down after gas and tolls on the way back. And remember, this is almost a 5-hour round trip, right? So he waited patiently for about 15 minutes, ended up getting this trip. Now, this trip was amazing. That first one would have finished at 3:43 p.m., leaving Trent 2 hours from home with that $99 in his pocket, but upside down in expenses. He was offered this ride, and he finished at 2:13. So he finished an hour and a half before he would have still been on that other ride. The rider ended up tipping $30, so he ended up making only $17 less. He would have ended up driving another almost 2 hours, 1 hour and 49 minutes, and another 129 miles, and that's just the one way. Remember, he'd still be 2 hours from home. So all that extra driving, and he would have only gotten another $47 for that, for 2 hours. So you can see the money he made on the trip that he selected was so much more profitable. It was an $85 an hour active pay. And if you add in the tip, it jumps to $134 per active hour. So he made almost 3 times as much in the end for doing all that less work. And remember, he's finished now at 2:13. He's free to take rides for the next hour and a half, and that's all additional profit that he's making. It's so important to pick the right rides. And I say it all the time, if you decline the garbage rides, the unprofitable rides, they will start pricing these rides properly, and it'll be better for all of us. So Trent, great job. And if you have any questions, drop them below. If you have any tips, drop them in the comments too.